Hi Virgo, and welcome to Esotera Tarot. My name is Lydia, and today I'm putting energies and messages for the month of December for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. So if this message isn't resonating with you, then just jump over to one of my other videos, check one of your other placements. I'm sure you'll find yourselves in there somewhere. So today I'm doing a Celtic cross for the months of December, and then we will go into the first week of January, just pulling a few cards to see what's going on there. We'll start on this side of the table, Virgo, starting with the crossing. That would be your current energy, what you're leaving behind and what you're focusing on. We'll then move on to this side of the table. That will be the pathway through of December. So that will be any triumphs, any tribulations, anything that might come your way as you're progressing through the month and into January. And also just to let you know, I'm currently running a poll on the community about what kind of readings you want to see in the new year and over Christmas. I plan on doing bonus readings for each of the signs. So it'll either be a deep dive prediction into 2026, or it could be a retrospective reading going back to 2025. There's also variations of those in between. So if you head over to the post, there is a poll, and if you want to have your say, then go and cast your vote. And if you're ready, Virgo, then so am I. Let's jump into your month of December and see what's going on for you. Okay, start with Rider-Waite as usual. Can we please see Virgo? Oh, there you are, Virgo, Queen of Pentacles, right on the money. Okay, punctual as usual, Virgo, although I'm a Virgo and I'm sorry guys, I am always late, but I have other reasons to blame for that, right? I know it's no excuse, Virgos. I know it's no excuse. Right, sorry, Virgo. Let's jump into your reading. Can you please show me December for Virgo, please? December for Virgo. What's coming in for December for Virgo, please? Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. December, please. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. A couple of shuffles for Virgo in December. Virgo in December, please. Can you please show me Virgo in December? The Ace of Cups, new love. Oh, nice. In the crossing, the Ace of Swords. Oh, coming in strong, Virgo. You've got two aces right out the gate. Okay, we mean business today. Okay, we're going to talk about it. Ace of Swords. Okay, some communication coming in or some clarity, something like that. In your recent past, in the exit, we've got the Six of Swords. Makes sense. In the supporting the energy, the Two of Cups, you're connecting with another energy. Okay, nice. In your crowning energy, you've got the Eight of Cups. And then in your focus, the Devil, you're attaching to someone. I don't know why you show me it as a devil, though. Deep attachments, I think. The devil isn't always negative, by the way. Everyone always thinks, oh, the devil. Could be. I've not clarified. It's not off the table with the devil. You know, there's always the potential for something to become unhealthy. All it means, at least at the shallow level of me reading the energies, whatever this is has the potential to be deep and meaningful and impactful on you as a person. You're moving away, though, cutting off emotionally from something else, I believe, because we've got both the Six of Swords and we have the Eight of Cups. Both of those are mentally and emotionally disconnecting from something else, but it looks like you're heading straight bang into a brand new connection, because your heart, though, your heart space is full, and so some clarity coming over that. And then, of course, there is an actual energy attached to you, someone's reciprocating this energy in some way back to you. This is a back and forth with the Two of Cups. Okay, let's just go into the pathway and see what the way through December is going to look like for you, Virgo. Okay, can we please get the higher self advice for Virgo, please? The Knight of Swords, okay. In the energy that surrounds you, you might not be aware of it. The King of Swords, right? And we're not seeing any pentacles though, Virgo, which is unlike you, but okay. And your hopes and fears, the Emperor. All right, and then in the outcome, the Six of Wands. I mean, this is a gorgeous reading so far, Virgo, but my only concern is no pentacles on the table whatsoever. That's your element. So you're feeling maybe a little bit out of your depth with whatever this is, maybe just slightly, not a lot. I'm also not seeing how this lands for you materially. I imagine you'll probably see that when we clarify, but it's in your head and your heart. You seem pretty okay, apart from you are dealing with something residual from the past that is slowly making its way out. With the Emperor here, it's probably the most grounding energy that you've got on the table in your hopes and fears. So maybe the absence of pentacles here maybe there is a fear of this becoming real. It's actually quite nice while whatever this is remaining theoretical, emotional, spiritual. There's a little bit of fear about this coming real, but then also a hope that it will. So that makes sense. When something is this intense mentally and emotionally, when it becomes real, you think, how can I handle that? I think you got it though. You got the Six of Wands on the outcome there, which is a victory. You want to let everyone know about it. You're looking very proud, okay, of yourself and whoever it is you're attaching to. So let's just jump straight in to the clarifications here, starting with the Ace of Cups. Can you show me the Ace of Cups for Virgo, please? The Ace of Cups for Virgo. Hang on a minute. That was a bad shuffle, Virgo. We're not having that, are we? All right, can we get the Ace of Cups? The Ace of Cups. Please, can we clarify the Ace of Cups for Virgo? The Ace of Cups for Virgo, please. Ace of Cups for Virgo. Two of Swords. The Ten of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Well, okay, right. So something's come into your life, Virgo. These are about to, or just has at the time of this reading, which I'm recording this, what are we, 25th of November. So we're not quite in December yet, and this is for December, right? So you could have just met them, or you're about to meet them. Somebody, you're not expecting this at all. In fact, you appear to be grieving something else that's been lost. So you thought your heart was kind of closed off to new connections, or at least new connections you're going to take seriously. Ten of Pentacles is someone or something that was in your material, maybe there for a while. Ten of Cups, that's two tens, and it's 10 to completion. So whatever cycle you had going with whatever, or I think whoever, because you've got Ten of Cups here, that was, you got everything that you could out of it. Whether that's a source of comfort or pain for you, I think will be different depending on the Virgo I'm looking at, okay? Your heart is disconnected, at least immediately before this energy enters. So that's why you don't see it coming. You're blindfolded and you've got your arms crossed on your chest. So not physically. Maybe some of you. I mean, what you get up to in your spare time, Virgo, that's entirely your business. But at least on a spiritual soul level, Two of Swords is just being kind of closed off to the world, not letting anything in, grieving a loss, reverse Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. And I know that, again, reinforced by the Six of Swords in the exit, which is moving on. Okay, let's get the Ace of Swords. I want to know what this clarity is coming in. I'm getting it as clarity, truth, something like that, inner or outer, something, but with them being aces again, new. So I don't know if it's over this energy you're connecting to or the one you're moving away from, Virgo. I just kind of got a similar vibe from the Leo reading. So if any of you have got strong Leo placements, you might want to check that out as well. Okay, they had very much of a revolving door. I mean, I'm not judging here, Virgo, okay. This kind of revolving door energy where one was leaving and the other one was coming in. Right, can I get the Ace of Swords, please? The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles, which I just saw in the hidden energy actually as I was picking this up. The Seven of Swords and the Emperor. Okay. Oh. I'm kind of getting like it was part of the plan. Like whatever you just left made you fiercely independent. And because you then become independent, you've then attracted in another independent energy. Maybe you were a little bit codependent in the past to either one significant energy, maybe multiple over years or decades, slight codependency, because you're showing me here the fact that you are now independent is what's enabling you to bring in this Emperor, and the Emperor's over here, so I know it's to do with this other external energy that you're connecting to, not what you're connecting to in the past. It's almost like the universe set up a series of events for you so that you could come into your own and part of a wider strategy almost trap something in. It's someone that you admire, right? You kind of place them on a bit of a pedestal, if I'm honest. But you're still seeing yourself as capable of connecting to whoever or whatever this is. Okay, right. I'm going to go in the recent past there in the Six of Swords and see what's going on there for Virgo. The recent past on the exit. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Right, okay. Let's have a couple more shuffles for the Ace of Pentacles over the Six of Swords, please. Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. Yeah, you showed me I got everything I could out of the situation. It was just getting more and more damaging, toxic and distorted. So you basically took whatever you got out of it. It's almost like you're like, okay, I got something out of this, which is really good. Even though the experience itself was not great. Five of Wands, got some conflict there. never came together, never on the same page. Every day is a struggle, that kind of thing. But you did invest some part of yourself into that. So you're almost like, not necessarily cutting your losses. I think you're appreciating it for what it was, and it was meant to teach you something, and it provided this kind of opportunity for you to grow. Sorry, I put my mug the wrong side there, Virgo. Retrograde. The Mercury retrograde. Let's blame Mercury. Right, yeah, so you've reached an understanding and clarity over that process. I don't know how long ago this was. This could have been last week, it could have been last year, it could have been 10 years ago. But something about you coming, this helped you, the struggle with something or someone helped you come up into yourself and really gain independence. You're looking really good for it. Okay, can I get the Two of Cups in the supporting energy, please? The Two of Cups, very harmonious energy underneath all of this, though. That's why I'm like, I know you're good with whatever happened back there. I don't believe the grief is spilling over. Not anymore. Okay, can I get the Two of Cups? The Two of Cups, Justice, the Three of Pentacles. Oh, these two wanted to come out together. The Hierophant and the Seven of Cups. One second, Virgo. It's almost like the energy that you're connecting to, like, emerged. Like, I don't think that they were like, not there one day, there the next. It's almost like they were brewing in the background, but I don't know if you were consciously aware of that or you just had a feeling about it. Or maybe you were seeing several people and one just kind of more caught your fancy. Or again, it could be this is work related. It could be you had several opportunities that you could have gone for, but one stood out. You were like, yes, that one works. Three of Pentacles, Justice. This is the one that's right. This is out of whatever directions. At one point between the closing, or at least you moving away from whatever this was, is to connecting with this new energy. You had like options, choices, and then one just snapped into place. Okay, can I get the Eight of Cups in the crowning energy, please? You're still kind of thinking on this past though. I hope you're not doing any comparing though, Virgo. I mean, in some ways we can't help but do that. We base what we know of we predict what we know of the future by what we experienced in the past, right? Everyone does that. The Tower, okay. The Lovers, okay, there was another energy, yeah, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, reaching an understanding, and I think you're still kind of processing that a bit. I think the pain of it is gone, but the mental processing of what happened in your past is still present over a connection you had that came to an abrupt end. But you're seeing the truth of the matter of why it ended and what the connection actually meant for you. Not just you in that moment, but as part of your overarching soul journey or emotional journey to reach where it is, ever it is now, you are now. Emotionally and then also physically there with the Eight of Pentacles and the crossing. So you're doing a lot of milling over what's going on inside here and inside here, Virgo, and you're reaching real world conclusions that are harmonizing your mind and your heart energy, and it seems really, really nice. So now I'm wondering what's going on with this devil that is standing in your path, Virgo. I don't think it's a big one though, or you've grown so much the devil seems really small to you now. Okay, can we get the devil, please? Can we get the devil? Yes, little devil in Virgo's pathway, please. Well, blocking Virgo's pathway. Can we get the devil, please? Okay. The High Priestess, right. Page of Cups. And the Five of Cups. This is almost that emergence kind of vibe again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you, Virgo? I mean, you can't really answer me in the comments. You can answer me, actually. Did you open up spiritually to someone and it didn't work? Not that it didn't work, it's just it made it more painful. And now you're afraid of attaching spiritually again. So the devil isn't actually a block. It's not been created by someone else, it's been created by you. You're showing me a spiritual opening here, shyly, tentatively, you reached out on a spiritual level, but you were disappointed with how it turned out. And even though it made you more spiritual probably in the long term, it is another level of pain that you probably hadn't experienced before. So while the connection itself felt very sweet, it's left a bit of a sour taste in your mouth because the actual connection didn't last, it didn't work out. Well, that's what karmic ties are, Virgo. They're people that come into our lives for a reason. You have a very deep, almost unexplainable bond, and doesn't mean that you spend the rest of your lives together. Right? There is sometimes spilt milk, but just because that happened once doesn't mean it will happen again. Could, or could not. That's about living life and finding out what happens next. I don't think you want to close off spiritually to people in the future, but you're showing me fear around that. One is keep a little bit of a distance from that. Also, maybe you don't know if you can even control that. Because these things happen, I guess, especially when it's a spiritual connection, Virgo. Sometimes we feel that we don't have control, but really it's about learning how to let those things flow and trust in the universe and trust in your own intuition to guide you to where you are. So I'm not sensing you don't trust your intuition. I think you don't trust connecting intuitively to others and showing fear around that. Okay, can I get the Knight of Swords, please? Can I get the Knight of Swords? Can I get the Knight of Swords? This is some of your higher self advice, the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. The Empress. The Ace of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. Your higher self is saying, Virgo, don't let anyone get in your way. Seven of Wands. Block out what you don't need. It's gone now, you know. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it was something real. It worked for a time. Then it stopped working completely, emotionally and physically. 10 of Cups and Pentacles in reverse together. Very strong indication of that. But just take the lessons that you want and plant that seed elsewhere to make it grow, because you'll be surprised how quickly it grows when you do. So whether or not you're transmuting pain of a loss of a relationship into work, and that you take that, you plant it elsewhere, work, for example, and you boom, you accelerate your career, or your new business takes off, or in another connection where it just ties together effortlessly. But it's only if you take some kind of control over this fear here that you've got of connecting on an intuitive level to others. It's like you want to be, but you're afraid of it in some way, because these things hurt when you lose them. They do. No one's gonna deny that, Virgo. But will it stop you taking a risk on future connections? Possibly. But that's up to you to decide, and you to do the work with your intuition, whatever it's calling for you to do to help that. Okay, can I get the King of Swords, please? And the energy that surrounds you. You might not be aware of it. Oops, sorry, Virgo. All right, can I get the King of Swords, please? King of Swords. King of Swords. The King of Cups in reverse. We're not confessing. He's come out reverse a lot in this deck today. We've got the Two of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Wands. You're doing it, Virgo. So it's like the more you go into your head, you make it more difficult, because you cut off from your heart space. Or at least there's a potential for that. The King of Swords, over some kind of communication or thought pattern that you're involved in, is cutting you off from your heart energy. King of Cups reversed, Two of Swords. And it's just making everything more difficult. So if you get out of your head, this will just run really smoothly and nice. Most of December will. I'd say inside and outside of this connection. But as soon as you go up into your head, Virgo, everything still continues, but it makes it harder. You don't let yourself enjoy it. And the thing is, the Virgos, you have such a reputation for overthinking, and I'm sorry, it's true. I say that as one myself. I'm telling myself off here because I know exactly what I mean and you're going through. Is you want to connect to this, you want to open up, but you got burned before, so now you're overthinking. I think there might be a little bit of that comparison going on, like, oh, they did this, they did, and that sort of thing. But I think you're pinning, the wrong evidence onto the wrong perpetrator or something like that, or the right evidence, should I say. So, I mean, you should be vigilant for everyone. Yeah, don't blindly believe people and also learn from the past, but don't let the past dictate what you're doing in today and in the future. Because it looks like that's what's going on, and it's actually making it worse for you. Okay, can we get the Emperor, please, in the Emperor? The Emperor in the hopes and fears. I believe this is this other person. At least your perception of them. Okay, in the hopes and fears. Queen of Swords. Okay, we've got the King and Queen of Swords on the table, so that's good. The King of Pentacles, right, and the Three of Pentacles. You have a very patient energy on your hands here, which is very nice. This person is cooperative. They're not giving you any reason in reality to doubt them whatsoever. And whatever they're telling you is the truth, Queen of Swords. To match your King of Swords. But I think you may be taking something that they say and making it bigger than it is. And no, that sort of thing. Which is very common, Virgo. I'm not beating you up for that. It's very normal. But just look at what this person does, not so much what they say. That works both ways. Usually that's advice given to people who are like, you know, someone says they love them, but then they don't see them for 3 months or whatever. Yeah, the reverse, someone might be kind of like not very communicative on their feelings, but are showing up for you every day. What do their actions say? It's very much that vibe. Okay. Right, but can we get the Six of Wands? I'm excited for the Six of Wands. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're just having a wobble. Now we're moving towards the end of December at this point, Virgo. Just give you an idea of the timeline. I see this part of the reading's at the beginning or just before December. Down here is sort of like mid-December, and now we're kind of closing into the end of December here. So at this point, you would have kind of gotten to know this energy a little while now. So we've got the Six of Wands. What's this? What's the Six of Wands want to say? Six of Wands, please. Six of Wands for Virgos. The King of Swords in reverse, not reversed, okay. Oh, okay, I see Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, no, that's good. The Magician in reverse. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. You're getting out your head and you're kind of just letting things unfold as they do. Now, the Magician in reverse, normally I don't like to see that. It can be manipulation. But in this case, no, we're next to the Seven of Swords in reverse, which is almost, is pretty much the opposite of manipulation. And then the King of Swords in reverse, which normally can mean manipulation. But because we've had him worrying so much in the upright throughout most of the reading, your King of Swords or your Swords will be next to like worry or comparison or something like that. The fact it's reversed is just pointing to me this whole situation that you have attached to the figure archetypally as the King of Swords starts to release. You start feeling really good and allowing yourself to feel good. Wands can be like passion and warmth, right? You start to feel the warmth of the connection, the fun, the lightheartedness, the fire energy, okay? And you're releasing. The Magician in reverse is more like the Magician's just lying down, and instead of trying to manipulate events, because next to the reverse Seven of Swords, instead of trying to manipulate his events, it's just going, do you know what, Virgo, let's just let this one fly and see where it goes. That sort of thing. You're starting to chill out, basically. Which is great, Virgo. I know how hard that is for you. Alright, so let's get to the first week of January, please. First week of January. Okay, can you show me the first week of January for Virgo, please? The first week of January for Virgo. The first week, oh, okay. High Priestess. I like to see it, Virgo. That intuition's online. Nice. It's like the Magician's handing over to the High Priestess and saying, we need a gentler magic for this one. That's okay. We're just gonna, the Magician's just sitting, he's just taking a time out, you know, he's in the bleachers for this round. Where High Priestess is in play. I like that. Okay. And then we've got the Eight of Wands, nice communication back and forth, reciprocal, Seven of Pentacles investment. This just grows and grows and grows. This is for the first week of January, guys. Okay, you're just getting to know each other. You just communicate. Yeah, it's just growing naturally. Talking, connecting, bonding, whatever it is. Getting to know each other, that sort of thing. Shaping up in your mind what potential this could have. Now, I'm not saying this is the love of your life, Virgo, although maybe. There's strong indicators here. You think they're an emperor, whoever it is, whatever it is, you're just letting your intuition go, and your intuition is giving you the green light, like, yes, go for it, Virgo, go for it. Right, let's get some universal advice, because you've listened to me long enough, Virgo. I went on a bit long on the pathway there. Okay, can I get some universal advice for Virgos, please? Universal advice. Universal advice for Virgo, please. Universal advice for Virgos, please. Universal advice. The King of Cups. Well. Nine of Stones again. Look, there's you saying yes. Okay, you're still you. You're not lost yourself. And there's Five of Vessels. Actually, oh, yes, Virgo. Yes, you did it. The Five of Vessels in this deck is the Five of Cups. And in this deck, I love it. No one really likes the Five of Cups, but I do in this one. Literally dancing on, this lady's dancing on her own sorrows, right? Which is like, yeah, I had pain in the past. Now it's time to party. Work hard, play even harder, you know, in terms of karmic soul lessons. This is like the good times now. They can roll, you know. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favour, Virgo. We've got the King of Cups, and we all know the King of Love, right? So this is just growing into something wonderful, beautiful, deep, and more importantly, mature and realistic, okay? And then with the Nine of Stones, you're still yourself. There's no codependency. There's no dangerous attachments where you're losing your self-identity. You're still productive in your own right, still killing it in your own work or home or whatever it is that you're doing with your life as an individual. You're being very adamant on that, i.e. you are maintaining your individuality, but while forming a very healthy and deep love. And this actually helps you, dance on your sorrows. It's like, okay, I went through all the hard lessons, but now I understand why. And now I can just set them aside and go, thank you, and then go on life and enjoy myself. Okay, Virgo, I'm going to leave the reading there for you. I hope that it helped. If it did, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to give the video a little thumbs up if it resonated with you. And with that, Virgo, I'm going to love you and leave you. Until next time, take care.